Welcome to the channel. Here, we provide clear, actionable insights into the complex world of tax and accounting to help your business thrive.
All right, let's dive right in. If you're retired, I bet you've asked yourself this question. Do I really still have to deal with filing taxes? You know, you hear things that maybe you can skip it. But is that actually a smart move? Well, today, we're getting a straight answer from an expert.
So this is the question on everyone's mind, right? You've worked your whole life, your income might be a bit lower now, and you've probably heard those rumors that you can finally ditch the tax paperwork for good. So let's find out, is there any truth to that?
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the actual rule. What does the IRS officially say? Because, those whispers you've heard, they're not totally wrong. There are definitely specific cases where you don't legally have to file a tax return.
And yeah, the short answer is yes, you might not have to file. There's a very clear legal line in the sand. If your income is below a certain amount, the government says, hey, you're good. And it all boils down to one simple concept.
And that concept is called the standard deduction. The best way to think about it is like a built-in discount from the IRS. It's the specific amount of money that they just decide not to tax, no matter what. And the great thing is, pretty much everyone gets to use it.
So what are we talking about here dollar-wise? Well, for a single person, that standard deduction is right around $14,000. That's a key number, so keep it in your head for a second.
And what if you're married and filing your taxes together? Simple. That number pretty much doubles to about $28,000. So you get a much bigger chunk of income that's completely tax-free.
So the basic math here is super simple. If the total income you brought in for the year is less than your standard deduction, well, then your taxable income is zero. And if your taxable income is zero, the IRS says you have no obligation to file. So that's it, right? We're done? Well, not so fast.
See, that was the rule. But now we're going to get into the advice. And this is where things get really interesting, because the expert's advice completely flips the script. Honestly, this is the part you really need to hear.
Okay, so even though the rule says you might not have to, the expert advice is file your taxes anyway. Seriously, even if you think you don't have to. And there are two huge reasons why. Okay, reason number one, it's about getting money that's owed to you. A tax return isn't just a one-way street where you pay the government. A lot of the time, it's the official form you use for the government to pay you. We're talking tax credits, stimulus payments, all sorts of benefits, and filing is how you claim them. And we saw this play out perfectly with the stimulus checks a while back, right? Who had the hardest time getting their money? It was the people who hadn't filed a tax return. They faced massive delays, or in some cases, never got it at all. Not filing basically puts you at the back of the line or leaves you out of the line completely.
All right, on to reason number two. And honestly, this one might be even more important. This is all about protecting yourself. It comes down to a legal idea called the statute of limitations. Just think of it as a countdown clock that starts ticking for the IRS.
And check out the difference here, because it's huge. When you file your taxes, you start a 3-year clock. After those 3 years are up, the IRS generally can't come back and bug you about that year. You're safe. But if you don't file, that clock never starts. Ever. That means the door is wide open for them to ask you questions about 2023 in 2030 or 2040. It's crazy.
So let's pull it all together. What's the final take here? It's really about making a choice for yourself.
And look, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, but it's such a hassle, or I don't want to pay someone. But here's the thing. Filing can be totally free and actually pretty easy. There's a ton of great free tax software out there. If you've just got simple retirement income, you can totally do this yourself without paying a cent.
I love how the expert puts it. They say filing isn't a burden, it's the surest way to protect your rights and claim your benefits. And that's really a total mindset shift, isn't it? It's not about a chore you have to do, it's about a tool you can use to help yourself.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is saving a little bit of time today really worth risking your financial security down the road? When you think about it that way, the choice seems, well, a whole lot clearer. Thanks for tuning in.